So for the conference now, I'm going to ask you to give a warm welcome to Benjamin Stock. So Benjamin, again, he's very active, and he's actually in charge of the Ruche qui dit oui, the hive that says yes. So his idea is to bring together buyers with local producers. So, La Ruche qui dit oui is celebrating his third year of existence. There's more than 500 today. There's more than 50 people, paid employees, and exponential growth. So I was discussing with Benjamin a few hours ago, and he said, what's happening today is 6 months ago we couldn't even imagine what's happened. So it's actually spreading all around Europe, and it's at the territorial level. So it's growing in Spain, Germany, and basically it translates the hive, the beehive that says yes. So Benjamin. Well, good afternoon. So I heard that this conference people have to pay to attend. Okay, it's not a problem for me. But I don't want any misunderstanding, disappointment. Tous à poil au bureau. So obviously it's a play on words in French, because à poil means naked, and poil is also a heater. I mean, again, it's getting very dangerous here at the office. So P-O-E-L-E, as it's a stove. It means stove. Everybody, at the stoves, but it could also, it sounds also like everybody naked at the office. So we're going to talk about the cooking, but cooking at work. So that's what we do at the Ruche qui dit oui, the beehive that says yes. So slight technical problem. I don't want this to be a torture. Okay, is this better if I stand here? So tell me, I see you making faces. So we're going to talk about cooking at work, because that's what we've been doing at La Ruche qui dit oui the last 3 years. So the beehive that says yes. Every lunchtime we go and buy food. We cook at the office, and we all eat together at the office. So what I'm trying to tell you is that it's easy. Easy as pie. So it's also very useful. We gain great benefit from it, the employees, and it can also save humanity. So very often people ask us at the Ruche qui dit oui, oh great, I mean you cook every day at lunchtime, how do you do it? I mean we don't have time, we don't have the space, we don't have the necessary equipment, and we don't have the staff. So we went step by step. We started 3 years ago. These were our offices, and we were with other startups in the 9th arrondissement. So it wasn't a 3-star chef's kitchen. I mean at the beginning it didn't even look like that, and it was just a place with a sink and two. And there was a bit of water on the cooking stove. Actually, the fuses popped in the building. So here I am. So the hot plates. There are 2 hot plates at the beginning. So again, a lot of things were happening. We're having fun. Out of the inconvenience in a tiny, tiny kitchen like this, where it's very hot. There's no ventilation, no windows. You're working, in the heat and the steam and the smoke, and temperature rises. And to drop temperature, there are solutions. So I'm the one with the big muscles. The other one is the president of the Ruche qui dit oui, the hive that says yes, who invented the concept. So you don't have to cook naked, but you can. So in this tiny kitchen that wasn't really well equipped, so we're able to do quite a lot of things, simple dishes, some slightly more complicated. So I'm just going to tell you about 2. So very simple, cheap, one that's slightly more complicated and slightly more expensive, just to tell you that, at the office you can pretty much do what you want. So I'll start with the easy and cheap. Here it is. This is a dish that costs €2. Yeah, it cost €2. So this was a challenge. So people on the internet, actually, they attacked us. They said, "Oh, you spend your time at the kitchen spending our money to, cook up nice little dishes." No, not at all. I said, €2 per employee. We can have, organic, healthy, local. You don't see the dessert here. That's the actually main dish plus dessert. So this takes 20 minutes. It's just, again, pulse, seasoned vegetables. You cook it together, and 2 people can cook for 15. This is the sort of dish we eat every day at the Ruche qui dit oui. Again, pulse, seasonal vegetables. So if we want to make things slightly more complicated, this is what it could look like. So again, in that tiny kitchen you saw earlier on, this is an IT specialist. He said, "Oh, I've got a great recipe. I want to actually cook shrimp." I don't know, he had this sort of impulse, and so we went to the fish mongers. We went to buy shrimp. We prepared them. We made a stock, and we made things look pretty. I mean, and again, this is not an obligation. You don't have to. This is almost high-level gastronomy. But we wanted to go a little bit further and just cook them up and dumping them all on a plate. And then 1 year ago we changed the offices, and at the very beginning we decided we want to have a large kitchen, a very open kitchen, equipped with a lot of place to work. And here I'm sure what you're wondering is who goes shopping and who cooks. So I guess this is on a volunteer basis. So it's a working plan. So nobody's forced to do anything. Okay, thank you. And again, no coercion. So, don't think that we spend half a day in the kitchen. No, someone's going to come and slice the onions. The others are going to come and get the water boiling. Someone else is going to come and throw the pasta in. I'm chopping herbs, and maybe I'll be at the computer sending out emails. We're not there stuck in the kitchen for hours and hours. And the people, sorry? Oh. If nobody's forced to do anything, some people will cook more than others, and some people will cook very little, maybe not at all, unless it's just as well, because some people don't like to cook, and maybe you don't want to even try what they cook up. So naturally, it works out fine. And those who cook have an advantage. They choose what they're going to eat, because they actually make up the menu with what the company offers. So again, the employee doesn't pay a penny. We take the company card, we go and buy what we want, and it doesn't cost much. 4 euros per meal per staff member, and even we only eat, it's all organic, vegetarian usually. Everything's possible. The other day we had a special bull meat, and we have a lot of milk, dairy products in the fridge. And then, to make it nicer, we bought a huge table that came from a monastery. We found it on eBay. It's about 8 meters long. So what we can guess is that, this is actually a time for talking to one another, exchange. You have IT specialists, or everybody talks to one another. What are you doing now? What's your project? What are you doing? Where are you going? So we exchange not only about what we're doing at work, but even about private matters. So what I was saying, you may know this, the Ruche qui dit oui, today we're 50, and you see there are not 50 people around the table here. Well, obviously it's those who stay for lunch, or those who want to stay, for lunch. The door's always open for those who want to go outside and eat. But the people from outside, we always invite them to come and eat at our office. We will, even business lunches. We don't do them at the restaurants. Our clients or customers, we invite them here, and we'll prepare for them. And again, if you cook during a business lunch, it's much more relaxed. And if you're around Belleville, call us. You'll find the number of the Ruche qui dit oui, and we'll just add a plate on the table and come and have lunch with us. It would be great. So, to summarize, okay, question mark. So again, cooking at work has only benefits. It's good, it's simple, and preparing the meal is a moment for exchange. And for the company, it doesn't cost much. So why is this ideal solution not the main solution? And there's not many. We looked at which companies which of the companies where there's people, the employees work. A company in Germany, there are 120 and they cook every day. In France, I'm sure there's others I don't know about. We found one that's called Recommerce. 15 of them, they cook every day. They communicate a lot on Twitter. And I mean, usually most people, they have these restaurant vouchers. So it's money that has less value than money because you can only use it in certain places, and they're not going to give you change back. That is the main solution adopted by most. So we thought about it. If people don't do it, it's not because they don't have the means or the time. That's all nonsense. And there's as soon as you have 25 employees, you have to have a kitchen. And some company have some beautiful kitchens, well equipped, and that are never used. People simply don't dare. People don't allow themselves because basically they felt, that every minute they spend preparing food or eating is time lost, which is completely wrong. So, and then if we keep going down this road, maybe people won't even stop to have lunch. And so during the Industrial Revolution, that's when lunch break was created, so quite recently so. The invention was intended for the workers during their long day at the factory. It was invented, during, Ford and Taylor. And again, pretty tough on the workers. But people said, well, we still have a right to eat at lunchtime. Come on. So, but as of the 80s, in fact, we realized that in the industrial world, basically people didn't have any time to eat for lunch. So in France, your parents would spend an hour and a half, and you 20 minutes for lunch. So it's actually reduced to threefold. Well, in 20 minutes, you can't, make miracles come true. I mean, you eat in front of your computer. That's what it looks like. So, and again, one person out of one employee out of every three simply doesn't have a lunch break, and that's to impress his boss. Okay, not very friendly, and from a gastronomic standpoint, very limited. Here are a few examples of what people eat in front of their computer. So I don't have really the words to describe this. You have you've got bread, you've got processed cheese, a sandwich, and you eat it in front of your computer. The problem is that this all actually carries a cost, and again, it's there's something behind the fact that the Ministry of Labor recommends taking 45 minutes to have lunch. This is going to have an effect, on our food intake. It's going to add stress, and then we tend to munch. And that's why you munch in front of your keyboard, and that's why the keyboard has become the dirtiest piece of equipment we use. So this brings me, because, the evening after 5 p.m. So, again, here you've got the alienated workers, so the three horsemen of the apocalypse, bad food, fatigue and stress, and here you have the worker or employee totally alienated. So that's my drawing. Okay, slightly impressionist, but yes. Okay, you're a cartoonist, so you know how difficult it is to draw, right? So, okay, let's follow along this rationale. So, okay, the NBC is saying lunch break is simply going to go down the drain. Why not? It's going to disappear. I mean, if it's been reduced threefold in the last 20 years, maybe people have lunchers will actually lock them up in a little area, and they'll be like an endangered species. No, I mean, in the United States, listen carefully. From Monday to Thursday, employees cannot have lunch. It's forbidden. Maybe this is what we're going to get to. I mean, Charlie Chaplin invented this is actually the eating machine. So I think he was right from this is a metaphor we can agree with. I prefer this. I don't know about you. Okay, it's a very blurry picture, but it doesn't matter. I'll describe it. So this is a Christmas evening. And in December, holiday seasons, and we're at the office, and since we have a kitchen with lots of food and we're used to using it, and for us, our office is not a place where we suffer. In the evening, we stayed around, we lit candles, we opened bottles of wine, we had a terrific meal, because all of this for us is very natural, and it is so simple. Everybody can do it. At the office, I'm not saying, huge companies with hundreds of thousands of employees, but, most companies are SMEs, between 10 and 100 employees. And it's easy, it's doable. So this brings me to my concluding remarks. So the coffee break, corporate cooking, or lunch break is in the law. It's a symbol and it's a pleasure. So I mean, whether you're an entrepreneur, an employee, I mean, we carry a responsibility. We have to defend this symbol. We also have to defend this right. And cooking every day at work is the simplest and cheapest way of doing it. We've got to hang on to our privilege. So one piece of advice. Next Monday, so you'll be at your office, some of you at least. You'll be at your office at 12 o'clock. You'll be hungry. And you're going to talk to your colleagues. Let's cook something. I know what their answer is going to be. It's too complicated. We don't have time. We don't have the space. We don't have. Tell them you're wrong. We're going to go and buy 3 tomatoes, onion, a salad, a simple sandwich. Again, it doesn't have to be complicated. And tell them. Say, think of me. Talk to them about this idea. And then I think you won't be able to stop anymore. So, next Monday, think of me, but more than that, think about yourselves. Thank you.